I was really looking forward to Alien Romulus. I thought that maybe this would be the first good sequel since Aliens. I know everyone might have their own different opinions on what was the last good Alien sequel, but for me, it was just Aliens, and that was it. And it looked like it was going in that direction, especially when you're in the theater and it starts out and oh my god, the cinematography and the special effects, CGI were incredible. It looked like they actually filmed an actual spaceship docking on the planet. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely breathtaking. And I really love that they leaned in more of the horror aspect and then building the tension slowly but surely. And everything was great. And I thought it was going to be a sure hit because the guy who directed the remake of Evil Dead from 2013 was at the helm of this movie. I thought this for sure was going to be a great movie until they started leaning more into the fan service. I'm all for, like, you know, I'm a big superhero guy. I like a bit of fan service here and there, Easter eggs, references, whatever. But this felt more as a crutch rather than either telling a story or maybe having some little nods or Easter eggs. I would prefer if they were more in the background, but they were, as soon as they introduced, I guess we'll get into spoilers, but like when they introduced Ash, or whatever the fuck his name is. I know it's a different android with a different name, but who cares, honestly? Like, as soon as they showed this guy, and what I thought was odd is because from what we know, especially not just from Alien, but other movies, with the exception of Aliens, typically we are known to stay away from androids, especially when it's like Alien Isolation, like forget about it. And the fact that like when they showed his face and they kind of glorified it as if it was a long lost friend you haven't seen in so long, it's like, what are you doing? We should be afraid of this thing. They're using fan service in so many wrong ways. Like, you look at The Force Awakens, it made more sense to have mysterious reveal for Luke Skywalker, or whether it's in The Force Awakens or it's in The Mandalorian. That made more sense because that is a friend of ours. That is a friend we hadn't seen in such a long time. We're happy to see them. But Ash, or whatever the fuck name he's going by in this movie, this is not our friend because he tried to kill us. He tried to kill everybody on the Nostromo. It doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, they lean more into the connections on previous movies like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And I'm just like, okay, so we're not focusing on the story at hand. We're not just trying to focus on trying to tell a solo story that picks up from the first movie. We're just going to try and tie everything together. It's just so lame because I feel like this movie, it could have been the best of both worlds, where it's like, hey, if you're just an Aliens fan, you're gonna get a kick out of it, and if you love all the Alien movies, you'll get a kick out of this too. I just think it's such a shame that it goes downhill as soon as we meet up with Ash again. And then it went from a really good story about this woman trying to get off the planet with her brother, and then it just falls into like, hey, remember Aliens? You guys love Aliens, right? Well, we love Aliens too. It's like, oh, just tell a story. And then the worst part is the fact that like Fear was really cool. Like the fact that you feel like you're being stalked by the xenomorph was perfect. And then we just kind of go away from that. And then like the fact that when they showed more xenomorphs, you should have been scared. You should have been like, oh my god, there's more? But it felt so unceremoniously shown and had that impact like I was hoping it would have. The idea that there's more, and that should be a scary thing, the fact that there's a bunch of xenomorphs running around and crawling on the walls and stuff. It's just, I felt like it was a wasted potential of a movie. I have no faith in any more Alien movies from here on out. I think I'll just stick to the first two movies. I mean, I did like that they use practical effects here and there. Again, that's the other thing too, is that a lot of times like they reference, whether they say certain lines from other movies or they shot for shot recreate certain things, like at the end where it's clearly straight out from first Alien, where Ripley thinks that she's done, it's over, she takes her clothes off, she's ready to go into cryo sleep, and then the villain comes in, it's like, oh no, we gotta deal with that. It's just, it felt lazy by the end. Like in the beginning, it felt really cool, but as soon as you meet Ash again, it's basically Ash. The movie goes downhill from there, and it's just a complete waste of a film, and I'm really disappointed.